Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we are going to break down the fall 2018 lineup of Roland Sands textile jackets available at RevZilla.com. So in this video, we're going to highlight 3 jackets, the newest from Roland Sands textile line. We're going to look at the Waylon, we're going to look at the Johnny, and we are going to look at the Casbah. And the reason we're going to do this is we're going to have our model Joel in the same size throughout. He's going to be a large, so you can see exactly how the sizing changes throughout these 3 jackets. Now, quick note on Joel. The reason Joel has been picked for our model today is it is his last week here at RevZilla. He's been with us for 7 years. And within this first month here, he was a model in videos, so now we are giving him a proper send-off where he is going to be modeling videos as well. Now, I knew Joel. He actually trained me when I started here a little over 5 years ago as a gear geek. And when I knew him, he was riding a VFR, the VTEC version. He then went on to a more aggressive bike. He was a Daytona rider on the track, and then he had kids. And he has now settled down into his cruiser lifestyle. He is currently rocking a Triumph Thunderbird. Enough about Joel. We will miss you, but let's get on to using him and his body type to measure out these jackets. Now, his measurements, he stands at 5'9", he weighs in at 175 pounds, and he has a 40-inch chest. We are going to have him in a size large throughout this entire video so you can see exactly how these are going to fit, and that's going to correlate to the size chart. So we're going to start things off with a look at the Waylon. Now, the Waylon is a combination of duck cotton as well as suede material, or suede leather rather. So you're going to see duck cotton throughout the entire chassis. You are going to have suede coming down the shoulders as well as around the collar. Now, when we're looking at a collar for a textile jacket, one of the things that you really want to pay attention to is whether there's these snap downs, and this has it. If you don't have those, one of the things that can happen is you're rolling down the road and this just begins to flap like crazy against your helmet. So the fact that we have the snap downs is going to be a great advantage just from those simple points of detail. Now, the Waylon's coming in around the $300 price point, and really what you're getting for that is you are getting now armor in the elbows and the shoulders included standard. It's a new Knox style armor. You're getting that full duck cotton chassis. So big, beefy. If you've ever used Carhartt pants, that's pretty much what this entire chassis is designed from. You are getting that impact armor. As we work our way down the hand, you are going to notice the extra little pocket for storage on the right, snap at the cuff, and then just simple clean lines. Now, behind the snap buttons, there is going to be a zipper, so you can go ahead and use either the snaps or the zips. The one thing to note is that the buttons actually come over a little bit. So if you leave this zip but not snapped, the buttons kind of sit a little bit to the left of that. So I don't like the way that looks. I would definitely recommend if you're going to zipper this up, go ahead and button down some of those snaps as well to hold the jacket together. Dual chest pockets, hand warmer pockets, and Joel, go ahead and flip backwards for me, and you'll get a really good look of how that suede works its way across the top. The other thing you'll note is that you've got gussets at the back of this. So if Joel's using this on a cafe racer, he's in more of that tucked position, you get a better range of motion. Now, you will see that there is no back protector included with this. Would definitely recommend, you've already got the armor in the elbows and shoulders, complete the circle, go ahead and throw the back protector in this. Joel, you may go ahead and face forward. Now, you will notice that you have some snaps along the side if you want to fine tune the fit. But what we really notice with this, it's a little bit more of a loose cut. You have a little bit more room down the torso, a little bit tighter throughout the shoulders. So if you know that you're a little bit bigger, you spend time hitting the gym, you got a bigger upper body and a slimmer waist, this might not be the best option for you from a fit standpoint. If you've got some thinner arms, a little bit less build at the top, maybe a little bit more going on in your midsection, this will fit you perfectly. So now let's move on to the Johnny. And here's Johnny. So when we're talking about the Johnny jacket, this is going to be a wax cotton Dakota leather combination, and what you're going to see is a distressed matte finish throughout. Whether you're looking at the wax cotton or the leather, it really works to give you that worn-in style. 3 different colors are available, and what you're going to notice with this is you're going to see some of the characteristics of the Waylon carried through in the fact that you do have the collar. It is going to have the snaps. You're going to have the chest pockets on this as well as dual hand warmer pockets. The main chassis of this is going to be that wax cotton, and then you are going to have that Dakota leather working its way down the arms. Now, you get a little bit more sophistication here. You're bumping up to around the $380 price point. You're going to have zip vents along the bicep on this. You're still going to have that same stash pocket, and now you're going to have a zip entry working its way down the outside of the cuff. I like this one from a fit standpoint. Remember, we said the reason that we're using Joel the same throughout, he's like a large in all of these, is to show you how these fit a little bit differently. And this is the one that I felt worked the best if you have a little bit going on in the upper body, but you're a little bit slimmer down the midsection. So if you're using the size chart, this is the one that I felt was most aligned to the size chart. It worked out quite well. Joel, go ahead and face backwards for me. Now, as we take a look down the back, same thing we mentioned earlier with the Waylon. There is no back protector included. Go ahead and bump up and add that. There's also no connection zipper for the pants. There's no belt loops, and that's the same across the board. Whether you're looking at the Waylon, whether you're looking at the Johnny or the Casbah, there is not going to be any kind of connection for jeans. You are going to get extra ventilation. Again, for that intake vent, you are going to have 2 small exhaust vents on the back. Very clean lines, so minimal branding with this. And you are going to have these little accent stitches on the side below the vents, and it's just something that I liked. It was just those little accents that Roland Sands does really well. And then you do have the availability if you want to use the extra snap for the gusset. And actually, Joel, just face forward for me, or face me for a second. And just give me this hand. The only reason is I want to show this. So the one nitpick that I had here is if you open this up, there's no place to put the extra snap. So again, a minor nitpick, but if you're planning on using that in a more expanded position, just keep in mind that you're not going to be able to actually put that extra snap anywhere. It's just going to have to flop around for you. Thank you, my friend. You may go ahead and face forward. So when we're taking a look at the Johnny, this is that step up from the Waylon. You are getting some leather all the way down the arm. This is going to be a wax cotton. And for me, I really like the fit on this one the best out of all of them. Again, if you're not totally ripped up top, but you have a little bit of a straight line going on the midsection, you're not too aggressively pounding those beers down in the beer belly area, this is going to be an option for you to consider. And we've got one left, and it's the one that fits Joel the best, so we're going to move on to the Casbah. And last but not least, we have come to the Casbah. And the entire time that we were breaking this down, I was listening to London Calling. I'm much more of a fan of that album than I am with some of the other albums within the Clash's lineup, but it really works for this jacket because this has that very punk-esque theme to it. So as we work our way through this final piece, this is going to be a combination of wax cotton and Dakota leather. You're going to see the leather working its way down the shoulders in those impact areas and then down the outside. And the wax cotton actually works really well to blend in to the leather accents that you're going to see. Now, there's a lot of zippers going on here, some of which will be vents. You're going to see vents along the top, along your shoulders, and then down the bicep. And then you're going to have asymmetric pockets coming through. I love asymmetry, so anytime I get a slash pocket that doesn't match up with the right and the left, it gets me a little bit excited. So from a sizing standpoint, this is the one that fit Joel the best. So just keep in mind, he's at 5'9", 175 pounds. 40-inch chest. This is definitely going to be narrower throughout the shoulders. If you have a larger upper body, this is not a jacket that you want to consider. If you're a little bit smaller throughout the shoulders, down the arms, a little bit thinner, this is going to work really well for you. It's going to fit your form the best. Now, as we take a look down the front, you are going to have those pockets, YKK zips throughout. Joel, just go ahead and stick the hand up for me, and you will notice that you are going to have the accent leather, which is going to work, again, for your abrasion resistance over your elbows, over your shoulders, and it matches in perfectly with that wax cotton. Joel, you go ahead and face backwards for me. You're going to see that leather accent work its way across the top, and you're also going to have accordion stretch at the back of the arms. Like I said, for those of you out there that are a little bit bigger, a little bit bulkier, the problem that I had with this jacket was I was already expanding all of that stretch just trying to get the jacket on. So it's, again, for those of you that are a little bit slimmer, this is going to work really well for you. If you are a little bit meatier like myself, this is probably not the jacket within Roland Sands line that you want to consider. You do have extra zippers at the back for ventilation. Like I mentioned earlier, no back protectors are included. Go ahead and upgrade to a C-level back protector to match the armor in the elbows and the shoulders. And then for your adjustment points, you are going with buckles over the wax cotton, really carrying through the overall look. Now, speaking of look, Joel, go ahead and face forward for me. We have this styled up where you're wearing this completely done up. Now you will notice there's magnets here. One of the nitpicks that our camerawoman Allie pointed out was that you can see these magnets when you're zipping all the way up. And for the price point, around that $425 price point, she just wished that they were hidden a little bit better because you can kind of see the magnets poking through. But where that works really well is if you want to wear this in more of a casual riding position. This magnet is going to hold the flap open and the snap open, and then the leather on the inside of this is fully perforated, but this folds out with the wax cotton on the inside. So if you're going for more of a casual look, that is going to be how you transform. And you do have that asymmetrical zipper kind of slashing its way across from the right to the left as you work your way down the jacket. But again, it's definitely more of that punk-esque style from Roland Sands. For those of you out there looking for a textile option that also incorporates leather and your punk heritage roots, the Casbah is going to be the one in the lineup for you to consider. So whether you're looking at the Waylon, the Johnny, or the Casbah, these are the three new textile offerings from Roland Sands, going from $300 up to around the $425 price point. Now, there's a lot of folks out there that are utilizing these jackets on their rides, and if you want to hear more about what they have to say, whether it's the overall functionality or the fit, now would be the time for you to click that info button on your desktop or mobile device, where you can read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there utilizing these jackets on their rides to get their information. If you want to have a conversation with one of our gear geeks, you're still not sure which one is going to be right for your style of riding, give them a shout at 877-792-9455, or simply shoot over an email to cs@RevZilla.com. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the 2018 fall lineup of Roland Sands textile jackets. I want to say goodbye to Joel, moving on to greener pastures, and I want to thank you for watching this video. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.